So yesterday on my community page at the channel, I put up a survey asking you what type of build you'd like to see for this morning, and with over 50% of the votes, and a Chameleon True Patriot build won by a landslide, so that's exactly what I'm showing you today. Now, I did look at the comment section, and in there, many of you were requesting different variations of this build. Some of you wanted to see a run and gun version because you finally got the Memento backpack. Others wanted to see something that was more of a mid-range build. You could use it from cover to cover, but the one common denominator was show us a build you truly enjoy using that is good for PvE, either group or solo, and that's exactly what I'm showing you today. What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and I think it's more than safe to say, because of where this game is in its life cycle, and I can just speak for myself at this channel, here you're going to see a lot of my favorite builds that I've enjoyed using over the last year. This is something I've been doing for a little while now, and the main reason for that is I want to share with you builds that I truly enjoy using regardless of the type of gameplay I'm doing, whether I'm running solo or in a group, if I'm just on a mission or a control point, a bounty, countdown, it really doesn't matter. And as I said a moment ago, over the next few weeks, you're going to see some of my favorite builds just put out here. Some of them I may have posted before, and trust me when I say, like so many of you, I cannot wait to get some new gear to play with and hopefully something new to do in the game as well. Now, for those of you that did ask for a different variation of this build, maybe this is not the one you were looking for, I will be putting those up over the next week. I have not forgotten about you. The main goal right now, between now and when Season 11 launches, is my family here at the channel, so if you happen to see one of those community surveys, definitely fill them out. Usually I leave them up for about a day, then take them down. That way people don't get confused on what I'm currently working on. And if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. Make sure you also turn on those notifications, and if you enjoyed this, do me a favor really quick and hit that like button. It really does help the channel out. Now, starting with the specialization, I'm using Gunner for really the main purpose of having the ability to use the Banshee Pulse, because that is going to really come in hand, especially for those of you who are new to this type of build. Now, when you talk about the Chameleon, the main reason it is so effective is because of its talent Adaptive Instincts. Hitting 30 headshots grants 20% crit hit chance and 50% crit hit damage for 45 seconds. Hitting 75 body shots grants 90% weapon damage for 45 seconds, and hitting 30 leg shots grants 150% reload speed for 45 seconds as well. Now keep in mind, you can have all three of these buffs running at the same time, and when you do, you are absolutely decimating NPCs. Moving on to my secondary, it is a Vector SMG with the talent Close and Personal, where killing an enemy within 7 meters grants 30% weapon damage for 10 seconds, which is a lifetime in this game. Now keep in mind, I'm using that talent because I'm using this as a run and gun build, but you do not need to do that. You could easily switch this talent to Optimist, which means you're going to get a weapon damage bonus regardless of the distance you are from any NPC. Moving on to the gear itself, you can see I'm running 4 True Patriot, 1 Fenris, and the Memento backpack. Starting with the mask, it's the first piece of True Patriot. We're running all 4, so we get all of the gear set bonuses. 2 pieces, 30% ammo capacity, 3 pieces, 30% magazine size, and 4 pieces red, white, and blue. Every 2 seconds, enemies you shoot receive a stacking debuff of red, white, and blue. Red amplifies the enemy's damage taken by 8%. White, shooting the enemy repairs the attacking agent's armor by 2% once every second. Blue decreases the enemy's damage dealt by 8 seconds. And then we have full flag. Enemies that die under the effect of 3 debuffs create a 5-meter explosion, dealing damage equal to their total health and armor. Explosions damage reduced on named enemies' deaths. Moving on to the body armor, it is the 1 piece of Fenris, so we get that extra 10% assault rifle damage. And with all of these pieces, what I'm trying to do, and keep in mind, this is going to, it's really going to depend on what type of gear you get as far as the rolls are and how they actually drop for you. But I'm just trying to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. On the chest, I'm using Obliterate, where critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds, and it stacks up to 25 times. Moving on to the holster, the knee pads, and the gloves, they are the 3 remaining pieces of the True Patriot gear set. Now, one thing I want to point out is I'm sitting at 1.5 million armor because some of my core attributes have been rolled to armor. But to be honest with you, depending on how comfortable you are with this actual build, you don't need to have your armor that high. I wind up switching a piece here, dropping my armor down to 1.3, but it gives me 15% more weapon damage. And one of the things I say in every single build video I put together is take your time, make a build your own, try out different variations, and see what really works for you in your gameplay. Now that's actually something we're going to talk about a little bit more at the end of the video, but as we make our way to the backpack, with a run and gun build, Memento is great. And also keep in mind, even if you are doing something as a mid-range player, remember that the Memento gives you long-term and short-term buffs. So even if it takes you a minute to get those trophies, you're still going to feel the effect of picking those things up. And again, as a solo player, you will be getting more trophies. Now, if you don't want to use that, you have the option of the Matador if you want to do run and gun, and if you feel like doing, let's say, something with a shield, you could switch your talent to Vigilance. Again, you have so many different options. Now, as I said a moment ago, when it comes to the actual way you use this, obviously you want to put together a build that you enjoy using, but you also have to remember, and this is something a lot of new and returning players run into, is you need to change your game style based around the build you're using. So if you're used to, let's say, just sitting mid-range and not doing run and gun, you cannot use a run and gun build like a mid-range build and vice versa. So again, you want to make sure you put these things together, but always take that time to adapt your gameplay so you can really maximize the build that you're using. Anyway, getting back to the footage, and this is for those of you wondering how you can tell when the actual buffs are going on with your weapons. You can see there are 3 hexagons to the right of your weapon when you're firing, and when you're actually hitting those body shots or headshots, you can see that orange color filling the hexagon, and then it turns white. Now at this point, if I know I have full stacks with the body stuff, I'm going to switch to the headshot. Now you can see that filling up as well. So again, all of these 3 can run at the same time, and as I said before, when they are, you are just shredding through every single enemy. Most of you know by now that one of my favorite aspects about putting these build videos together is the family that we have here at the channel. You are just absolutely amazing. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, tips, or tricks for new and returning players, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, because the main goal here is to try to help as many people as we possibly can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage, but as I said at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor really quick and hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Access key detected. Visual is negative. Target near you. Control point nearby.
Wait, I need to reload. Make sure of your target. I have a target.
You can try and run.